Okay, so this is the second ball. Let's just double check this one's okay. So I can tell there's definitely no gap on it. Looks like a good zip. Zip seems good. I could, without putting any lubricant on, I know that it will close if I do it slowly. And I know it will open if I do it fast. Also, if you always do it this way, with this underneath, and you hold it like this, you're not bent down, it's nice and easy. It makes the whole job a lot easier. So out, let that go. Nice and slow control, and it's fine. Do it again. Find one more time and then I'll make it split open. Okay, it's fine. Now this time, it'll split open. Probably. It's okay that way. So you can see it almost always splits open if you do it wrong. Sometimes if you do it wrong, it is fine. That's why you might think the other balls are all fine and then these ones aren't. Just because they are still working when you're doing it wrong, it doesn't mean that, it just means that you're getting lucky with those ones, which they'll eventually split open as well. So if it does ever split open, you just make sure there's no gaps there. And without adding any lubricant on it, I'll make sure that again it closes this time. And you can see there's no edits in this video, we're just doing it all the way through. Nice and slow when you're doing it now. And then so the reason it's splitting is the zipper's protecting itself, because if it closed when you were doing it fast, it might break the teeth or something like that, so it's really doing you a favour. And you can see that that is a solid ball. By me doing it nice and slow is absolutely fine. That ball is fine. I'll do it even like this time, it'll probably split open. See, even though I'm doing it wrong, it's not splitting open. But this is definitely the wrong way of doing it. You don't do it like this. Because one is you'll weaken the zip. I'll make it split open this time. I'll try to make it split open. Probably split open. Now, just after that one, I'd better make sure that it does close properly for the last one, so you know the ball is going to be okay. And then I'll show you what you can do in the future, because there was a possibility that these zips were weakened. I don't think they are. I don't think we need to do anything to them, but I will show you what we would do and you could do yourself. So this time it will close again. see that's absolutely fine. Okay, so now, assuming that there was a problem and this zip was just so loose, the best way of testing it is do it while it's deflated like this. Is if you've got it flat and it's nice and lubricated, and then you zip it along nice and straight like that, and then it does split open somewhere, you know there is a problem with that zip. If it splits open here, what we might do, if it's always splitting at this particular bit, then we pull it back to where it splits and we use these things. You can see, well, the name of this is YBICO. These are and you can see the size of them, 1/2 inch. These are 1/2 inch, can't remember what they're called, packing, banding, strapping or banding crimper. You would just put it behind there. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to damage, I don't want to make it too tight because I think it's about right. You would just get it, just sit it on there, and then you just give it a tiny little tweak, just even up to that much. If you do too much, you'll never be able to move the zip, but that's how you would strengthen it. And if you didn't know where it was splitting, but you know it always did split somewhere, then you would just do it right back at the beginning. And then you put it right back at the beginning, and then you put this on, you make sure it's around, you just give it a tiny little squeeze, and then it will tighten it up. And then from having an incredibly loose zip, you would have a zip which is about this tight. If you have it any tighter than this, I think you would be having more problems. So I think these zips seem to be in good condition. I wouldn't touch this, but if you did want to try and get these, of course the danger is if you do it too much, you'll damage the zip. So I wouldn't recommend it unless you really need to. So the main thing is just do it very, very slowly, hold the handle, pull away from the handle, nice and slow, and as you've seen in these demonstrations, without any editing, it's never failed. Okay, that's it.